I thought there's 2 towers and I thought that they're perfect and they're ready. No. Then I went to the bank. My dear bank, I would need some money to adapt it for our use. The bank said, are you crazy? This remnant of an industrial fuck-up? Would you really like to ask us to give money for this? We went away. Oh, that's difficult. So I said, what to do? There, let's say, the tricky part of argumenting architecture is coming in. There is this famous San Gimignano where all these bankers, or the parents of the bankers who gave them the orientation for life, were spending time San Gimignano, no? This Italian tower-esque city. So let's just rename the project. Let's just name it San Gimignano Lichtenberg. A former graphite silo in Lichtenberg is not something you would adore, but San Gimignano Lichtenberg, you are already starting to adore it, no? Just when hearing it. We started our Berlin office 15 years ago with a clear focus that it's not about the object itself. And it led us to a very interesting point, how to make a building function more like an argument that's valid within the discussion of contemporary questions. It's not longer really on the physical object, but it's how you program it, what community you can form with it. If you would sell it as an object, then it's maybe not fitting to the current modes, no, of discussion and how to create values. We will move to Lichtenberg also to focus our kind of work more to a laboratory, or you could call it a model making workshop. If you look at models that are not only the physical model that we as a representative model, but if it's about models of the world, thinking model concepts, this is a kind of feedback system we would like to install, like thinking models to prototypes, going back to thinking models. And this process is what we are interested in. So much more than the realization of architecture that we would normally call an architectural office, but some place where the world is modeling us and we try to slightly remodel the world. Yeah, let's say the wind is coming from the west. And that's the point here in Berlin. Now, wind is coming from the west. Therefore, the industries in the 19th century were all in the east, because then the wind wouldn't blow all that dust into the city. So therefore, we find in the east much more of this, what we call now this ex-industrial areas. It's coming back to an old model of Berlin, because in the 20s, when Berlin was made out of a lot of cities, like Charlottenburg, Köpenick, and that were all independent cities. And that's also the advantage of Berlin, that you find like centers in all those ex-independent cities. And therefore it's completely right to develop in good places. That could be described in the early moment as an island situation, but it won't be alone, because it's all connected. Because also in Marina you have more contact. This was a Flussbadanstalt, so it was a bathing place. And there was a power plant, and they had hot water that they had to put into the river. They needed water to cool down certain parts of the machinery. And then what did they do? They made a public bath, no? And that's a very nice, let's say, cohabitation of production at this time and a more hedonistic, let's say, moment of bathing. No, so it's a kind of hospitality concept already, how they installed it, that's maybe becoming part of the DNA of the project of Marina. The last centuries we produced industrial sites that we don't use any longer in the same way. But still it's a kind of habitat that we build. It's a very simple cycle. So we did it, so best is we learn to use it in a better way, and maybe that's the point.